I'm determined to work out what this Chinese restaurant's called.
Gerard's Corner.
Oh, this is
It's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
I look like David O'Doherty.
Yeah.
You friends?
I wouldn't say it friends, but I do know him, and it's always a pleasure.
Sounds like friends.
Is it Wardour Street?
Yeah.
Gerard Street.
Yeah, but that's near. Yeah, right. Hang on. I just want to get the name of this so I can recommend it to you.
I don't need any recommendations.
I mean, I can't. But it's such a good.
You've
Chinese.
just said that One Key is your favourite, and it's the worst
it isn't.
one.
Like, this is my favourite. Old Town 97. You ever been there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you been there?
Yeah.
You been to ZZ?
Don't, right? Because I just did. Hello, everybody. Is this the cold open?
Have we started?
Hello,
'Cause
everybody.
that was
welcome,
a good start.
Welcome to Got a Problem, Mate, the podcast and video cast. Joey Page, Bilal. Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and what a great time it is. GAPM, that's the abbreviation of Got a Problem.
And boy, isn't it cold outside? Unless you're listening on a day when it's not.
That's true. It's awful.
But Old Town 97
You look like a gangster.
is such a good Chinese restaurant in Soho. I can't recommend it anymore.
Is it in Chinatown or is it just in Soho?
Oh, it's on the edge of Chinatown. It's like it's on Wardour Street, around the corner from Gerard's.
You look like a Nickelodeon gangster.
What does that mean?
Like someone on
'cause
Drake
of my
and Josh
chains out.
who's bad.
I'll put my chain away.
Yeah, who cheats at his tests. And
I would cheat at my test.
Drake gets influenced badly. But by
Drake?
The end, yeah, Drake and Josh. Not Drake from Kendrick Lamar.
Oh.
Drake. Not him.
Who's Drake? Just a name you've made up.
No, Drake and Josh was a show on Nickelodeon.
Oh, was it?
Could have had Kenan and Carl.
I liked Kenan and Kel.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm great. Are you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm a top. It's got Snoopy.
Yeah?
Yeah, my wife got me this. She likes fashion.
Do you like Snoopy? Wait, hang on. Do you like Snoopy?
It is alright, yeah. I don't mind him.
Well,
Do you
I
like
fe-
Snoopy?
I feel like this is going to actually become a little bit of a theme in a minute.
Oh.
Because we're going to talk about something else clothes related. But first, can we introduce our guest for the day? But before we do that, can I just say we are coming up on our 100th episode. Yeah? So please get in touch with which A-list celebrity you'd like us to book for the 100th
Got a
episode
problem at
special.
gmail.com. We can get them all. We got access to Maidley, Holmes, Eamon Holmes.
Eamon Holmes. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, but it'll be one of those two. We've narrowed
One
it
of
down.
those two.
Also, if you're enjoying the show, why not subscribe to our Patreon? It's exactly the same cost as a cup of coffee if you live in the place where I live, which is $5 now.
Is it?
It can be.
That's pathetic.
That is pathetic. Anyway, let's welcome our guest.
I bought 2 pints yesterday next to King's Cross, and it was £17
Wow.
for 2 pints. It
What-
was,
what pub was you in?
It was Camden Hills and Asahi.
In
It was
what-
at the Fellow.
Well, don't go there.
It was £17.
Boycott the
it was
Fellow.
£17.50 or something like that for 2 drinks. That's mental.
That's mental. If you want to tell us how much you've ever paid for a pint, then either put it in the comments on YouTube or
You ever been to a place?
on Instagram.
Let us know. Got a problem at gmail.com.
So it's time to welcome our guest, and I'm talking about 100th episode because this is very pertinent. Because today on the show we've got
I'll
a
tell
guest
you
from episode number 1.
I'll tell you a story.
Yeah.
I did a charity gig once. It was like a charity karaoke thing with a live band.
Yeah.
And we either did Beatles songs or Rolling Stones songs, right? And I turned up to do the sound check, and I did the sound check, and then I went for a wee, right? And the stage was here, and there was a door next to the stage that went to the toilets, right? Went to the toilet, and when I came back, someone was doing a sound check, and they were playing Johnny Be Good, right? And it was brilliant, right? They were playing it like they were doing all the solos
Who was
and
doing
stuff.
it?
And when I came through, I looked at the stage, and do you know who it was?
Who?
Richard Madeley. He had a red guitar, and he looked like he looked like Marty McFly.
And he's going to be on our 100th
Oh.
episode.
So it's true.
But here we are today. Is it 98, 99?
Something like
Who
that,
knows
I
what
don't
we're
know.
on?
Isn't it about 70 that you're on?
No, I got that wrong.
Oh, right.
I got that badly wrong.
But our guest today
Okay,
was
there,
on
we're
the
rocking
first
and a rolling.
was on the first ever episode, and his notes on the episode were that there is no format and nothing really is happening
So
on it
we
yet.
got
But we've
so
got
much.
stuff now.
Did you sort it out?
We've
We
sorted
sorted
it out.
it in that time.
You know what I mean? They call me the pod fixer.
The Podfather.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So our guest today, we both do an intro each, and you pick which one you like the most. That's one of the
You're going to do an intro each and
Yeah.
have to pick which one.
you like the
Yeah.
most.
Right, and then
that okay?
what happens with the winner?
Nothing. Our guest today is one of the comedians that I've known for the longest. We've been up and down the road together, sometimes, occasionally. We've always remained good friends. He was the winner of my 40th birthday Royal Rumble, where I basically keep a track of who is the last person at my party, and it was Nick Helm.
I won.
You won it.
I won.
He's the winner of the Royal Rumble.
That's
He's a good friend of mine, top comedian. He's the guy who inspired me to go on tour. He gave me some very good advice and just said, stop being lazy. And so...
I don't think I said lazy.
No, but it
Stop
was
being
nicer than that.
scared.
Stop being scared.
Stop being...
Yeah,
Stop
push
being-
yourself. Back yourself.
Just do it.
And it's happening. So
Yeah.
and
Let's
it's
see
all
how long we
thanks
can
to
go
this
before
guy.
you say my name.
He lives probably about 2 miles away from
Do I
me.
live
We
2
keep on
miles away?
threatening to meet up, but it doesn't always happen.
Doesn't always happen, does it, Joey?
Huh? But
Sometimes I'm a bit too busy for me.
I'm in London a lot more now.
Come and
it's
visit
gonna
me,
happen.
Joey.
I'm coming to visit you,
Yeah.
but not after this. I'm busy tonight. It's Nick Helm, everybody.
Oh, it's the
Episode
nation's
1
favourite.
Episode 1 to episode 98, 99. What are we on?
98.
Just you edit that, Case.
But if you don't say it, I could be the 100th.
Oh,
Okay. Today, everyone, our 100th guest, and you would not believe it. The
It
same
would still
guest.
only be the 99th because if we've had, is the only repeat
Have you never had two people on?
at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one of them had already been on previously, so
So they
would
count
still be
as
the
a never
99th.
roll over
Yeah.
guest. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
But you're our first guest that we've had on twice on an actual episode.
on his own.
Yeah. We've had
Today's
people come in-
guest.
Anyway.
Because you just said that you had two guests once, but one of them
Yeah,
had
it was
already
a Christmas
been on.
one.
So I
Yeah.
must have been a returning guest. You just mean on a normal show?
Yeah.
And do the Christmas shows not count as one of your shows?
Yeah, but it's not a normal.
And when was your first one?
Like about 2 years ago.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, I mean 100. That's like 52 lots of 50 weeks. It's just under 2 years.
Bloody hell.
We've been doing this. We'd love to thank you all
When you
for
were 38.
all of your correspondence and money, but you don't give us much of that, so I'm not going to thank you.
Do you get money?
Yeah.
Do people like chip in, do they?
There's a Patreon.
Patreon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a coffee account?
We have a small, loyal fan base that we're growing all the time, and if you'd like to be a part of that, boy, have we got some new
Extra bonus
stuff coming for
content
you
episodes
soon.
and that.
I've been asking to speak to you now for 2 years to tell you that I'm also a super genius like yourself.
Okay.
I've been waiting for 10 years now for someone to give me a second look. And if they did, they would see a very advanced mind in front of them. So I'm asking you today, can you give me a second look? I would like to come on board as vice chairman of Tesla.
Well, we don't really have a vice chairman spot, but
Sorry, I can also apply for a future CEO position. I apologize. Is it to the benefit of Tesla shareholders?
I think we need to move on to another question.
There's a certain type of person, man. The King Gong comedy competition. People that do that every month who are not comedians because they think somehow winning it propels them into some kind of stardom. It's that kind of thing. Like, they watch too many films. Life
Yeah,
isn't
well,
like
Will Smith
that.
goes to sleep in a toilet cubicle.
But even he works hard in that film. They're like, I just need one moment and that's it. How did that guy imagine that'd go well?
Am I just part of your outfit?
No.
Is
No.
your show all promoting your
No.
next show?
No.
Yeah. No? No?
No.
Oh, we weren't supposed to tell him.
Whose intro did you like the best?
I haven't done one.
Was that your intro?
mine.
He done his intro.
Okay.
Today's guest, everyone. Wow, it's only the number one guest again, and that's number one as in the best guest and the first guest we had on the Gapham. You might know him from 2024's Wells Comedy Festival. Also, he's in a thing called Hostages from 2024. It says brand new. He was a hostage negotiator. What does it say if I go to personal info?
No, you're
Born
looking at the
on
wrong- you're
Wednesday, the
looking at wrong
1st
Nick
October,
Helm.
Nationality English Awards. Leicester Comedy Festival. Audience Choice nominee. That's quite nice. Did a speech?
What was that for?
Leicester Comedy
Audience
Festival
Audience Choice
What year?
nominee.
this year.
2024.
What?
Last year.
What?
Did you not know?
For what?
Leicester Comedy Festival.
Leicester Comedy Festival?
You were
did the Leicester
nominated
Comedy
for an
I was
award.
nominated. Did you say, did you do a speech?
Yeah, did you do
That's
a
right.
speech?
That's right. As soon as they read out the winner, I rugby tackled him to the ground and I did my speech anyway. Had it nice and ready.
Like when Anthony Joshua did it
Yeah.
after he lost the fight.
I don't remember being nominated for an award last
He's a
year.
very good, excellent comedian. He genuinely,
He's a lovely
one of the
friend.
best things I've ever seen in Edinburgh was that big show with the big beach balls. Nick Helm, everybody.
What
What was that show called?
It was called the Hot and Heavy Weekend.
Yeah, that
you
one.
probably went either on the Friday or the Saturday. It
Dunno.
was to celebrate 10 years of my album Hot and Heavy, which came out in 2013, and the 10th anniversary was 2023.
Did you get all that?
Yeah, I got it all.
Available on
I've logged it in
vinyl
here.
from my merch store.
Vinyl.
Yeah.
Merch store.
Merch store.
Can we have a merch store, Ryan?
We'd like a merch store.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So you said before we get into whose was your favourite intro?
Well, Bilal's.
Okay, cool.
But only because your one kept getting interrupted
By him.
by me.
So
Right.
before I say hello and how you're doing and all that nice sincere stuff,
Yeah.
he said that he doesn't really give a shit about this Snoopy top that he's wearing. He's just wearing it because his wife got it for him. He doesn't really understand why he's wearing it. And you're wearing a hat and you don't even know what it is.
I know, I just saw it in TK Maxx when I was treasure hunting.
And can I say, this is one of my least favourite type of people that wear things they don't know why they're wearing them.
Well, I know why I'm wearing it.
Why?
I like a hat, and my hair is at the right length. That when you
Yeah, it's
wear
cool.
it sort of feathers out a bit. And I think,
But why John Deere?
Because it was.
You look like an American.
Because it was the only one of these in the thing, and all the other hats look really horrible.
So can I just say,
I liked it because it was green, white, and yellow, and black. But I like the white and the green and the yellow because it looks a little bit like Dunlop.
okay, yeah.
But I
No.
thought it looked like I don't know, like a tyre company or something like that. I
Well,
don't really know anything about John
Should I
Deere.
tell you? Because you are essentially now being, like when a 14-year-old girl will wear a Nirvana t-shirt, she thinks it's a fashion label, not a band.
No.
That's a genuine
What do you
trope. They'll wear like a Nirvana t-shirt and
But they-
think it's like clothing.
No, I
a
mean
brand.
a Nirvana a band.
Your hat, John Deere, they make tractors.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there you go.
And that makes sense because I'm very attracted to you.
Oh, I always
There
say
you
it in.
Yeah.
Attractive.
Attracted.
Attractive.
Nick, before we continue, we have a feature called Vet the Guest. This is where we determine if you're...
What about your fucking Snoopy top?
What about it? What do you
Yeah,
want?
I
You're not
just-
getting off scot-free
Yeah, good
with
point.
that.
What do you want?
Yeah, why do you like so hang on,
Is
why have you got
Snoopy-
this?
Is Snoopy
She
a
got me.
brand? Do you
Why?
remember when Joey?
I'll let
Remember
you take
early
it.
90s when Fido Dido was a brand?
Yeah.
Who's that?
And,
Fido
and Joe
Dido.
blogs.
Is that a dog?
Fido Dido.
I don't know Joe. I
Fido
remember
Dido
Joe
wasn't
Blogs.
a dog. I think Fido Dido had a dog. Fido Dido was the 7-Up character.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was a separate character. He was called Fido Dido.
And
Do
he
you know
did
what
the
was?
chorus for that Eminem song.
Do you know what was? Do you know what was? Do you know the fun fact about Fido Dido and 7-Up? He had 7 hairs that were sticking up.
Ah.
That's very,
Can I
very
also just
cool.
say, Nick? If you ever manage to make Kay's laugh on the podcast, that's worth 2 laughs.
And have I done it yet?
No, I did. It never happens to me.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you 6 questions, Nick.
So Snoopy's not a brand? It's
What
just
do you mean?
It's just a
No,
cartoon.
this is some collaboration.
With who?
I don't know, with these cross, because you see his eye, you probably can't see it, but his eye has got a little cross. And
Oh,
that's
right.
some
So it's some
brand
sort of
does
like
that.
a cool thing. It's
Yeah,
like
it's a cool thing.
it's like taking a kid's thing and then putting like he's got dead eyes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's Uniqlo and Peanuts Snoopy.
Okay.
I don't think it is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, read
come
the
here.
thing.
It's Uniqlo.
Right, okay.
And peanuts.
And
Yeah.
Oh,
peanuts.
right, okay, cool.
But this
Where's
is
Charlie
vintage.
Brown?
And how much did it cost? Peanuts? Doubt it. Not
Probably
with a
not.
brand. Not with a couple of brands like that.
So she's bought you that.
Yep.
When did she buy it for you, your girlfriend?
Wife. No, like a month ago.
And like she just went, oh, I bought you a present. Is it Christmas?
No, just a general present.
To
We
say
do
what?
that sometimes.
Okay.
No, we just like each other, not like you and your girlfriend. They're arguing
We
over
don't do
a butter
presents. We
dish.
do acts of service. That was last week.
She's not allowing him a butter dish.
A butter
not
dish.
allowing me a
She's
butter
not
What do you mean a
allowing
butter
him to have a
dish?
butter
What do you
dish.
mean? What do you mean you're not allowed a butter dish?
Rebecca says butter dishes don't work.
What do you mean they don't work? They're not
the
meant
butter
to.
goes off.
They're not meant to work. They're not meant to. You're not meant to keep butter indefinitely, Rebecca.
But we
It's
don't
just meant-
get
it's
through
just
a
meant
whole.
You're just meant to keep it at room temperature for about a fucking week. And then you throw the butter out because it spoils. How do you not know the fucking basics of butter dishes?
No, what she's saying
I've
is
got a butter dish.
what she's saying is it's a waste of butter 'cause you're throwing it away.
Fucking hell, you eat the butter.
I'm not eating enough of it.
What are you doing? Spreading it around the bin to get stuff in quicker?
Oh, that's a good idea. So she's buying you this top,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
That's the
you've
end of the
received
story.
it.
Yeah.
And what was it? So right?
No, it's not the end of the story. She gave you a month ago. You got a whole month because you're wearing it today. Bring us up to date.
I'm your girlfriend, wife.
Wife, yeah.
I go, yeah, Bilal, I brought you this gift.
Yeah.
And how did you react?
Oh, thank you. Oh, I love it. Hugged her, whatever.
And then, but
then
you don't really know why.
Then she said, "Put it on."
Yeah, I tried it on.
Yeah,
it fits well. Yeah.
And you're like,
But-
"Oh, cool, thanks, love. It's got
Thanks,
Snoopy
love.
on and
did you
everything."
go, why has it got Snoopy on it?
No, I've got another top that has Snoopy on it, so I think
But
that's
why?
why. Oh, I don't know. I thought probably got it off ASOS, and it looked cool. I think he's all right, Snoopy. You got a problem?
No, I just wanted to check. You said you didn't really seem to know why you had it.
Well, yeah, she got me it. Have you never got a thing, and then it's like, well, I'll wear that?
Yeah, but if I'm like, that's not. I don't really. If someone got me something, if someone got me something with like Grimace from McDonald's on it, a T-shirt, I'd be like, cool. But why have you got? Why this particular? I'd be asking some questions.
What are you talking about? I think having a Grimace from McDonald's T-shirt.
It's a bad.
I think that'd be wicked.
Yeah, it would. I picked
because
bad.
they basically wrote him out of history.
Who's
No.
that?
Ronald McDonald.
Can I just say?
He used to be part of the band, and now they don't even mention.
But only as recently as about a month ago, they had the Grimace milkshake.
Was it purple?
It was purple and it was blueberry flavour. So, is he back?
I hope so.
Is this cunt back?
So we have vet the guest. We determine if you're appropriate to stay on the
The
podcast.
other thing is, you can keep a butter dish in the fucking fridge, Rebecca.
But I don't want the butter that takes up space. Basically,
You got a decent size.
Was it a
fridge.
specific butter dish?
No.
no, just the idea of a butter dish. Doesn't.
I've got this beautiful.
Rebecca had this one with the water in. You know the water.
Do you want to
one?
hear about my butter dish?
Yeah, go.
I've got this beautiful leopard print butter
Oh.
dish with a gold top on it, with a gold little
Cat
little,
Slater butter
little
dish.
handle, and it keeps the butter absolutely perfect.
But how quickly
For
you get through
about-
the butter? Did you pay $37.80 for a butter dish?
37.80.
He's found a lemon leopard print butter dish.
Let's see. Is it this one? It's got a gold knob
I
on
don't
the
think
top.
that's got a gold knob.
It's got something. No, it's the same colour as the drip painting.
not that.
I get through a stick of butter at a time.
A time.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah.
You want to speak to Mike Rice from last week, who gets through a tin of Pringles a day?
Well, we all do, but not every day. Just,
No, he's
just
every
whenever
day.
I have it.
He's like every day.
Does he mean the tall ones or the short
Tall
ones?
ones.
He gets through a pipe of them a day.
I know, we were worried about him.
Yeah,
God.
and a stick of butter.
There
should be a podcast about comedians and food.
Should there?
No, there is one. That was the joke. Okay.
6 questions. Please answer honestly. Joe can tell if you're lying. Question 1. And this is by popular
this quick
demand
fire?
that I brought this back.
It is.
It doesn't have to be.
I have a
No.
bit of a problem with quick fire.
It doesn't have
It
to be.
doesn't have to be.
It started when I was quite.
Question 1.
What happened?
Oh, shut
Do you
up.
start a
Let's
fire?
just get
Question
going.
1. No.
Experiment with matches.
Question 1. How many Austin Powers films have you seen?
All 3.
Thank you. I've asked about 4 different guests that. They've all said 0.
They said none.
Proper guest. I know.
Well, that's not very groovy, baby. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, Bilal, you fat bastard. That's a character, isn't it?
He is. He's Scottish. Question 2. What? This was.
Yeah, Bilal, you little
this was
tiny
put forward.
bald-headed nonce.
But why wouldn't you have seen the Austin Powers? Oh, they've got a bad rep, haven't they? The first one was great. The second one was
The third one's
bigger
not
budget, but like,
Isn't there a new one in production?
oh, I hope so.
What?
Is there?
The third one wasn't very good. Was it?
This second question, Vet the Guest, was put forward by a listener. Question 2. What's one thing you would change about your education and why then?
Ooh.
Good question, isn't it?
Ooh.
Good question.
What listener put that forward?
What's,
Mini discs, he's called.
what mini discs?
Mini
Thanks,
discs.
mini discs. That's a really good question.
Who are you? Ofsted? Mini discs?
What would you do differently about your
What question's
education?
that?
What would you do different about your education and why?
What would I do differently about my education?
What would you do different about it?
What would I do differently about my education?
That's actually quite rude because it's insinuating that you're not happy with where you've ended up in life because of your education.
No,
necessarily.
I'm very happy, but I'm also open to fantasize, I suppose, about an alternate reality where I was good at maths and languages,
Oh.
and I wasn't.
Okay.
So you would have.
But that's not something I would change about my education. That's like, oh, I wish I had been better at that stuff. But that's not like, I wish the teachers had more resources because a few times we ran out of pens. I would have changed that about that. But that's more about the educational system rather than my personal education.
I wish I hadn't put Mr. Asplin's glasses case in the back of a dustbin truck.
Why does that? Do you still feel guilt?
A little.
Well, how did he?
He said, if you can find my glasses case, then I'll let you out of detention early. But the problem was, I'd already stolen the glasses case.
Were you in detention because of the glasses?
Yeah.
Case? And you put it in the bin. And then when you got there, you couldn't get out of it. You couldn't get out of detention because you.
No, I threw it on the way home.
Oh, you had it on you
kept
while he
it.
said give it to you.
I was like, I'm going to stay in this detention and keep it.
Would you change that about your education?
Yeah.
Why? It seems
No
like you
one
learned
saw
a
that
lot
prank.
from
It was like just a bit mean spirited.
He just did it for himself.
If nobody sees a prank, then was it a prank?
No.
So, do you have an answer?
The thing I'd change most about my education would be I'd probably start a lot earlier.
What, at the age of 3?
Well, no, because some people, like, my sister-in-law was trying to teach my nephew French when he was, like, 0 years old. Spoiler alert, he doesn't speak French. So that's an early start.
Okay. Question.
I wouldn't have done German.
Why?
It's never come up.
Okay.
Question 3. Do you like seeing it kick off? Yeah.
Well, you mean like
Yeah.
an argy-bargy?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I've only seen...
A bit of a, like, what the fuck are you doing, mate?
Yeah, someone just screaming in Iceland.
If I know the people, if I know the people, someone what?
Screaming in Iceland.
The place or the thing?
The shop. The
what?
thing or the... He doesn't know about Iceland.
Oh, God. I think they do a lot of cherry Pepsi Max.
If you don't know the people fighting, it can be quite scary because you don't know their strength levels. But if you know your friends the way I know my friends, I know exactly who should be fighting who. I saw a fight once when I was young. I was a teenager. When I was I was probably 18. I was in a pub, saw a fight. Are you yawning? Are you the producer? Is the producer fucking yawning?
It is dark.
I can't see you, mate, but fucking hell, I can hear you. I don't know if I'll bother with this anecdote. Let's get through the content, shall we? Fucking hell. If you'd like to donate some money to Patreon, we got.
.com.
We're going to do another 100 episodes, but tune in next week. Bye.
Say something clippable.
Clippable?
Quick.
Yeah.
Something viral.
Go viral. Go viral.
Go viral. Quick, go viral.
Clickable.
Oh.
It was clippable. Like
God, sorry. The pub.
I'm Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, the pub.
Sometimes when I'm going home and my hands are full with shopping, I call myself Edward Shopping Bag Hands.
To who?
To myself.
If you say to yourself, is it really a prank?
If you say it to yourself, is it really a prank? No, it's a nickname that you give yourself.
Yeah.
In actual
Have
fact,
you? What
I'm
other
more
nicknames have you
Edward
got for
Shopping
yourself?
Bag Hands in my head.
What happened in the pub?
Right, what happened in the pub?
Oh.
I had a friend. I had a friend.
Get inside.
I had a friend, and she had a boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
And while they
This is
were
unbelievable.
together, she gave him some jewelry, right?
Oh.
And it meant a lot to her. Right?
Wait, is that
It meant a lot to her.
a
right?
euphemism?
So then do you want to hear this or
Some
not?
jewelry. I actually do.
Go on. Oh, no.
For anybody just listening, Nick's really staring at me.
Yeah, it's good video content.
So she gave this guy some jewelry, right? And it had very significant emotional value to it, right? And then they split up, right? And she worked in the pub, and he used to drink in the pub, and we all used to drink in the pub because that's where we drank. And but we drank there every week. And
What did you drink?
What did I drink? Snake
drinks.
bite. Snake bite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And snake bite. You used to drink snake bite. If you put that on the side and you left it there all night, it turned into jelly. And then you'd go.
No.
You do it in one, like a pint, but it's,
No, it
but it's a
wouldn't.
shot. And you get really drunk because it sits in your stomach and becomes a jelly, right? And then the next day, when you drink like hot chocolate, it melts. Hammered. So
Bilal's got a problem with alcohol.
He's got a lot of problems. So.
It's his religion.
What happened in the pub?
So it emerged that it burnt all of her stuff, including this jewellery, right? And so our mate, we had two mates called John, right? John B and John H.
And
right?
John Deere.
I've waited all day for this.
He has as well. He actually has.
I had a meeting that finished at 2, right? And I had another meeting which got cancelled at the last minute. So I've waited 3.5 hours for this, plus the 5 minutes that you ran over on your last
That was his
recording,
fault.
right? I don't care whose fault it was, Joey. We're living in the
I was
reality
trying
of
to
my
wrap it up
time now.
in time.
This is my
to be
time.
In time for you.
This is my time that you're wasting. Right?
And for the
this
people at
is
home,
probably-
we do these every week live.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Don't batch record them. Sorry, Karen.
Well,
You've been waiting all day.
I'm on your fucking producer's side right about now. I'm about to enter the land of Nod.
So what happened in the pub
So
with the jewellery?
So he burnt all of her stuff, including the jewellery, and our mate John B. We all were like, oh no, it was like a real drama. And John B. just went over to him and he said, "Oi, what the fuck did you do with our friend's jewellery, right?" And he said, "I burnt it." And then, and he was like the older kid, right? He was the older kid, right?
I burnt
So he
it.
was like, at the time, he was like 50, but realistically, he was probably about 1 year older than us.
Right.
He was from another school. So they went outside, right? They went outside and we all went out into the street, right? And we all formed this big circle around the street and John B and this guy, right? And it was good because it was like a real moral thing, right? And John and this guy, they had like their fists up, right? And they were circling each other. And the guy threw a couple of punches, right? But he missed. And then John sort of like pushed him back or whatever like that. And it was like a moment where they were going to leave, right? They were going to leave. And they were like, and John like is like, oh, you go fuck yourself or whatever, right? And then the other guy is like going, oh yeah, mate, that doesn't matter, whatever the conversation was. But he was like saying that doesn't matter, because I've bought bottles. And he goes into his back pocket and he brings out a bottle, right, that he'd taken from the pub, and everyone's like, fuck,
It's going
what's
to
going
kick
to happen?
off.
And he got the bottle and he swung it at John, right? And we were all watching in slow motion, and he swung it at John. He swung this bottle right at John, and it went dunk, and it just hit the edge of his nose, and John just went bang, and he like skidded like 6 feet. It was incredible. It was the best thing I'd ever seen. Obviously, I don't condone violence, but
you do like to see it kick off.
But John was fucking, especially if it's someone that you know.
You've got to get the bottle hit right, or you're going to get counterattacked.
But he got a tiny little cut on the end of his nose.
It's quite funny.
But it was just like when you watch it, you could almost hear the dunk, and it was like fucking hell. Yeah, and John, one punch,
Bang.
just basically extended his arm, and the other guy was like,
Went
"Whoa,"
flying.
and he was older as well, so it meant more. And he was the bad guy.
I wonder what he's up to now.
I've got almost the opposite of that, like it really kicking off in such a minor way. Two kids at my school, Dean Griffiths and Dan Brady, were having a game of Mercy.
I hope you know that I'm going to listen to this without interrupting.
Yeah, I know you are, because you're a very sweet man, right? We're having a game of Mercy, right? And they got a bit sort of like testy of each other, and one of them went...
Because there's nothing I hate more than people that interrupt.
I only interjected with a joke. In fairness,
To be fair, that was a joke.
yeah.
We just have different
Yours-
sense of humour,
yeah,
don't
yeah.
we?
Yeah.
Yours is good for podcasts.
What's yours good for? E4.
Everything else.
E4.
Go on.
Anyway, they were playing Mercy, and it got a bit heated. And one of them went, well, at least I've got two dads. And the other one went, at least I know who my dad is. And then they both started crying at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to Bexley Heath.
Wow.
Question 4.
Question 4.
What's your meal deal combination? Haha. It says that if you say
Yeah.
haha.
That's a good one.
Like, what do you mean? Like
What would you get? What's your meal deal? Tesco, Sainsbury's, whatever. If
I
you
feel
had
like this
to.
needs a jingle.
Yeah,
What's
but
your meal
like,
deal?
but like, if it was like a Subway,
I mean, you can go with Subway if you'd rather.
well, I mean, you could
You
sort
will
of
get
like,
dropped
you could
points.
name anywhere, and I could tell you what it would be.
Okay, well, let's go Tesco.
Tesco. No,
Express.
I wouldn't. I don't. Do,
Sainsbury's.
I don't do meal deals at Tesco. I don't do meal deals.
See, this
at
is why I
Sainsbury's.
said we could have gone Subway. But you said
No, he said, can I
anywhere.
go Subway? And you were like, you can if you want.
Yeah, but then
You
he
didn't
said,
want him
let's go
to.
anywhere, and then he doesn't go anywhere else. Subway.
I didn't write the question, mate.
Haha.
I'm just trying to make it work for you. I don't really do Subway.
Is there anywhere?
I would have a
Anitsu?
no, I'd have a margarita.
Where?
Drinking at lunchtime. Am I right?
I had a joke which was coming to work feeling terrible. You go, oh, I feel terrible. I had 8 margaritas last night and 4 margaritas.
That is good.
Right. So what I would do if it would be a train station, it would probably be a Marks and Spencer's, right?
Yeah.
And I would
M&S.
get
That stands for M&S.
I would get I feel a bit because I get a prawn cocktail sandwich, right? I'd get
Okay.
I'd get
The
Marks and
ultimate
Spencer-
one.
I'll get the Marks and Spencer's best one, but I feel a bit weird with prawns. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I love them, but sometimes I get that gag
Gag
factor,
reflex.
and I would never buy a prawn cocktail sandwich from Tesco's.
So what's your answer?
So I would get a. You know those luxury biscuits that they sell in M&S
Which
in
one?
a tin that you'd like, you know.
You buy a tin.
Is that part of the meal deal?
No.
No.
Then
Nor is alcohol
Yeah.
anymore.
what's
It used to be.
After the incident.
I would get one of their fizzy oranges.
Okay.
Yeah. I would get a prawn cocktail sandwich.
Yeah.
And I would get
Crisps or chocolate, right? That's
I know. I'm trying to
No,
work
just-
it out.
Let him work it
for
out.
the listeners, for the dead air, really.
I would what?
For the deadheads who don't understand the construct of the meal deal.
Don't
Yeah.
insult your fucking listeners.
And
For
viewers.
the way that you were begging at the beginning, sounds like you need all the listeners you've got. Don't
No, that's
fucking
just
insult
our
them
way.
on
We've got enough.
It'll crunch down.
We've got enough.
So, I would probably get like a crisp.
A crisp.
What kind of crisp?
Well, what would you have? Like
You can't have prawn
sometimes-
cocktail.
Can't have
'cause
prawn cocktail.
You
you've got
can.
Well, he's got the
You can.
sandwich.
It's fucking hell. Have you ever had a prawn cocktail sandwich? Right, you get one from Marks and Spencer's. Right? Get it right, and let's say you're on your train, right, and you got
Or your lunch break.
You don't want to put your food directly on the tray, right? So what you do is you take your sandwiches out, you hold them in one hand, with the other one you flatten down the cardboard, right?
Yeah.
You pop them down, you take the lid off one of the sandwiches, and you get your prawn cocktail crisps, and you sprinkle them on there, and then you pop the lid back on, crunch it down, and then you eat it.
Is that what you do?
It's too much prawns.
There should be a podcast where
It's not-
comedians
it's not
do stuff
good.
about food.
It wouldn't work.
It's not a good snack.
So you do get prawn cocktail crisps with the prawn cocktail
There's too much
sandwich.
prawn. It's
Too much
Yeah.
prawn.
Too much prawn.
If there was a prawn drink, you'd drink that.
Then the worst thing about what happened just then was the setup for my joke was quite long, and then you talked over the punchline, which made it all pointless. But 100 eps in, we'll get there, won't we, lads?
We might not. We're not there yet.
So I would probably get a cheese and onion.
Really?
Cheese and onion
Walkers?
crisps. No, they don't sell Walkers in Tesco's, do they?
Yeah,
In Marks and
yeah, they do.
Spencer's?
I don't know.
Marks and Spencer's
do.
do all their own. I don't know. I've never had a meal deal in Marks and Spencer. Do you know what? I probably wouldn't get the crisps because I'd be, doing some healthy living.
So what would you get, like olives?
Apple.
You know those little rolls of ham that they do with cheese in them?
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't get them.
I love that now the listeners and viewers are just literally getting to see one of Britain's finest comedy minds turn.
Yeah.
It's turning there.
And me and you, Joey. I'd have pretzels.
What would
okay.
What would yours be, Bilal, just out of interest?
Chocolate.
That's not, pretzels aren't part of the meal deal.
No. Maybe a Whisper.
Bag of humbugs.
Humbugs.
Yeah. You know, mince.
I don't know, like a cheesy salad sandwich if they got that. That's fun. And a bottle of water, maybe. Feel a bit healthy. Get indigestion, you know.
Boring.
What about you?
Boring. I change it every time, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why you take so long.
Yeah.
He takes ages. Wait,
You mix it up.
Yeah, I do like a sushi. You saw me have the sushi earlier.
What are you doing?
I'm getting the water out of my moustache. And no one would have known about it if you hadn't pointed it out.
Now we're going to have to cut to that.
This show is now becoming television, right? And that means that you guys are fucked.
Why?
Because no one can watch a podcast.
Yes, they can.
They can.
What do you mean?
Did you not know?
What, are you the Vodfather?
You've been on YouTube before.
Have you?
He doesn't know.
I have been on YouTube once or twice, you know.
He doesn't know what it is.
I keep asking my agent, can you get me back on YouTube?
Are they trying?
They're trying.
Do their best. Question 5. Ever pretend to like a thing because everyone else does?
Yeah, man.
Beer.
Beer's a weird one, isn't
It
it?
doesn't taste good.
I didn't drink for 3.5 years, and when I came back, I was just like, oh, God, beer. I can't do beer. So then I moved over to wine. I was like, I can't do wine.
Yeah. Back on the margaritas.
And question 6. What would be your choice of song if you were in the X Factor finale?
That is a good question.
For him.
What, like my walk-on music?
No,
No,
the song
you're
that you sing
singing.
in the final to win.
Oh,
You're up against Matt Cardle or whatever.
Yeah,
It's one of
Little
them.
Mix. One Direction.
I'd probably do something by Bobby McFerrin.
Who's that?
Bobby McFerrin.
It's our old agent. It's Bobby Carroll.
Bobby McFerrin.
Who's that?
He's a recording artist from the 80s.
And what song?
Don't Worry, Be Happy.
How does that go?
Well, he used to do...
Are you being serious?
He did all of the he did all the noises with his mouth.
You want to do that?
It sounds a bit
Yeah.
it's a bit complicated. If I was going to do any song on X Factor, has
Yeah.
to be an old one,
No.
one that already exists.
Yeah.
Call Me Maybe.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. You probably might win.
I love that song.
Congratulations, Nick Helm. You scored 5,600 points on Vet the Guest. That's very high.
That is very high.
You can stay on the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. It's now
Welcome
we're
back.
starting now.
So it's one of them trick prizes.
What do you mean?
Well, no, we've had other Nicks that didn't make it onto the podcast because they got such a low score in that bit. We had to just can the episode.
But my joke was that I've won, but my prize is staying on here longer.
Yeah,
so
but
it's
some
one of
people
those, it's one of those trick prizes.
like a
Your
timeshare.
your prize is a punishment. Is the
Yeah, but it's actually a reward 'cause some people didn't make it this far. Nick Hewitt, for example.
and I think my point
didn't.
is Joey, that those were the lucky ones.
Nick Cotton.
Nick Cotton.
Nick Cotton
Yeah, he only got 4.
You got 4.
from EastEnders.
Yeah, so we had to can that episode.
Bloody hell.
And he came on in character.
Did he really?
So how are you doing, Nick?
Did you really get the actor that played Nick Cotton?
But for our 100th episode, Jonathan, what's his surname? Fuck, if I knew, that would have been so good.
Dear.
Called Jonathan someone.
I don't know.
Look it up and you can edit it like you knew it.
No, leave
No,
this
no,
in and I'm
leave
going to do
this
it
in.
like it's been
No,
edited. and you're-
because he needs to know these things before he says them. If he's going to do improv comedy,
But for our 100th episode, John Altman will be here.
John Altman.
John
Is he
Altman.
alive?
Okay.
Nasty Nick,
Nasty Nick Cotton.
who did, he was on Big Brother, and he was also responsible for that financial crash in the 90s when he stole everyone's money.
So Nick,
I'm confusing 3 Nicks.
how Nick,
Oh, my computer's shut
his
down.
computer shut down. How are you doing?
How am I doing?
How are you doing?
What, in general?
Yeah.
Is that a real question?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm great.
Okay.
I am great.
Um,
I'm feeling great.
you've just finished a tour?
No,
No, are you still doing it?
no.
Oh,
I finished my tour in June.
Really?
Oh dear.
I felt like it was more recent than that.
No, it was June.
Okay, sorry about that.
It went on for 4 months last year. I posted about it every single day.
I know, but that's...
And do you know what? I was just begging. I was just like, in my heart, I was just thinking, I'd love Joey to have a look at this and come along and see me.
Oh, you didn't go?
I didn't get invited, to be fair.
Invited?
Yeah.
What, you need a fucking invitation to go and see a public show?
Do you want to come and see my show?
Oh, I'm busy.
That's an invite. You don't
I'm
know when
busy
it is.
that day.
He's doing it in pool.
Bilal's doing... Oh, actually, wait, on the 6th of February, do you want to do tour support?
No.
When is it?
6th of February.
Where is it?
Pool.
Pool?
Yeah.
What do you mean
Dorset.
pool? Dorset?
Yeah.
Dorset, are you driving?
Yep.
Yep.
No, I'm doing
Okay,
no
you
because
can't
I'm
do it
supposed to
then,
do
Bilal.
it.
I'll
No, but
do
Sorry,
support.
I've got...
no, but
doing it
once
now.
something's in my Google Calendar, I can't. I have to do it.
No, I'll do tour support for you, Joey. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Sorry, Bella.
Yeah.
That's how showbiz works.
Yeah, that's fair.
You heard it live on the podcast. That's how showbiz works.
That's showbiz.
Nick, look at his little face. I can't do it to him.
I need this. I've been writing stuff for so long, and I just want to be.
He's
able
trying to get
say
back
it.
into stand-up.
Would it change your life if you did it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Bilal, I'm doing it.
Nick, have you got a problem for us here this week that you've brought into the podcast?
Well, I'll tell you what. I've bought in my life a lot of knickknacks. And
Which flavour?
That's really good.
That's in the tour show.
that's in the meal deal. So, and I just want you to know, I thought of that instantly, but I stopped to let you talk first. Shouldn't have. Yeah, I've got a lot of bits and bobs, bric-a-brac. You've seen my house, haven't you?
Yeah.
And so
I've
have you.
seen your
Yeah,
house.
but you haven't seen it recently.
I've seen it.
Whatever you thought last time, it's got a whole lot worse.
You had a lot of really great plants and posters.
Yeah, well, all the plants are dead. And
There's
I
more
watered the posters.
Can I just say, if the people at home are not laughing a lot at this episode, you're fucking dead inside because this is great.
It'll all crunch down.
We're going to cut a lot of it out.
I hope so. Stuff in my flat. I've got a lot of stuff in my flat. And I'm doing really well at sort of like streamlining it, get out. I used to collect a lot of stuff, but then it transpires that was a mental illness. So now I've got stuff and I'm just streamlining it, trying to like make the stuff that I've got. I've got so much stuff you can't see the stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get rid of some stuff so that you can see the stuff, right? And I keep moving in my flat. Like, let's say I'm stood in my flat. No, just I'm stood in my flat and I move, and I'll knock over a bunch of stuff and smash it, and then I'll glue it, and then I'll fix it. But it's like when I'm sort of like decluttering, I suppose is what it is. When I'm decluttering, every time I make 2 steps forward, I take 3 steps back.
Well, you did today tell me you bought stuff for your flat.
Yeah, I did buy some more stuff.
What are you willing to say under oath on the podcast? What?
And remember, you are under oath.
What I bought for my flat?
Yeah.
What did I buy for my flat? I bought some plastic plants.
Really?
So you don't have to water them anymore.
Yeah, so I don't have to water them.
Okay.
And I bought this hat.
Yeah.
And I bought,
That's for
That's
your
all
head,
right.
though.
That's for your head.
That's not for my flat. I bought. I didn't. But
Tell the
I
truth.
can't remember. My bags are over there. I can't remember. It was a pure impulse.
Ryan, can you go through Nick's bags, please?
Is it a Star Wars thing?
No, but it's. I bought something that is remarkably similar to a butter dish. I'm not even joking.
What is it?
It's like
a cheese cavern.
it's a little stand that has a glass dome on it that you're meant to put a cupcake in, I think.
Why did you buy that?
So I'm going to put like a Terminator head in it. Your girlfriend would chuck it out for going off.
Yeah. Heads do go off if you leave them
Do you know the thing I
unrefrigerated.
thought about the other day about AI?
Go on.
You know, we got AI,
Yeah.
and they have AI on computers, right?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
episode is all computer generated.
They have AI on computers, right? And
Yeah.
everything's on computers. So AI has
Yeah.
seen Terminator.
Yeah.
we're fucked.
Right.
If they weren't thinking it before, they're thinking it now.
Yeah,
Do you
but
know what I mean?
why don't we just smash all the computers? Problem
Right.
solved.
I mimed smashing Joey's computer
Yeah.
for the listeners.
For the non-video.
But can I just ask a quick question? How do you normally consume podcasts? Is it hourly or visually? Because I listen to them. I wouldn't watch this. I'd listen to it.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll watch.
I consume my podcasts anally. I get my little earbuds and I shove them right up there, turn on the volume.
Turn up the bass.
Fucking hell. I went to see a band once and the bass was so loud. It's my new favourite band.
You got a butter dish.
I got a butter dish.
It's not always like this.
Why have you googled Austin Powers trilogy?
Because I was trying to see if they were making a new one, but I can't see any.
I don't
evidence
think
of
they
that.
are.
I'll tell you what, if they made a new one, it would be very shagadelic.
Very good. You have done well. I will say, I've been to your flat. And you have done well. It's getting better
Which
gradually. Your flat.
Yeah.
The clutter, as you call it,
Yeah.
is getting better. It looks a lot neater now.
Yeah.
But you got to stop buying a little dish to put a Terminator head in, don't you?
You do have to stop doing that.
I'm not going to put a Terminator head.
What are you going to put in it?
I don't have a Terminator head. I do have a Terminator head. It's trying to look cool, but I do have a Terminator head. But I'll tell you what it is. But when I went to Universal Studios in 1993, I bought a massive vinyl Terminator model kit, right? And it had so many parts, and I was so young that I just painted the head and threw the rest out, and I've still got it.
Great.
So that's...
Do you live alone?
Yeah.
So then you can do what you like with your flat. Who cares?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Who gives a-
There's
who
no
gives
problem
a-
seeing
Who
it.
gives an F?
Well, you said it was a problem.
What do you mean? It is a
You
problem.
brought it
Every
here
time I
as a-
move, I smash something.
He smashes
that is-
everything. That little dish
Well,
you got, that's getting
That's
smashed.
natural selection, though. If it gets smashed, it deserves to go.
It's all the good stuff there.
And well, then move
literally
that higher up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could move it higher up.
He does
I've
have
got
very
tall
high
ceilings.
walls.
No, I know you have.
It's
I've been there.
Yeah.
I left my card wallet there for about 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And then 4 years later, I finally went through it and had your Thought Park card. And
Yeah.
Thought Park membership card
Yeah.
and nothing else.
Yeah.
I
always go away.
nothing else. And do you know what was the funny thing about that is he was begging for it for 4 years. Can I have my wallet back? Can I
I
have my
wanted to go
wallet
to
back?
Fort Park.
I finally looked at it.
4 year pass.
A Thought Park fucking
For your
loyalty
I listen.
card.
I've always got it in my wallet because you never know when you might be going.
Oh, Nick.
Oh, you do though.
Nick,
you plan that out usually.
Have you
right?
still, Nick, have you still got my
No, it wasn't
wallet?
that. It was did I leave it at yours and you said no and I knew that I had.
No, I
You
did. I
didn't
found.
look. You just
I didn't. I
bother
didn't
looking.
look, but I didn't. To be honest, you said a wallet,
Yeah.
so I was looking for a wallet.
But it was
But
one
what
of
you
those-
actually
It's
had
those
was one of them
little card
metal-
metal ones.
metal ones with the button at the bottom and then all your cards like eject.
Yeah,
everywhere.
like Magic Pete.
You know Magic Pete.
What, Big Tall Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
He's been on the podcast. That's why I said Magic.
He's going to teach me magic.
Is he?
Yeah.
Why don't you just actually learn to be good at stand up?
I enjoyed
Stop
that.
shying away from it.
I just want to do
Other
so.
hobbies.
He started his
Working
show.
in
I went to
schools,
see his
etc.
show. Right. I went to see his show, and he started it by walking out, and then he put his hand there, and the microphone went up from the floor into his hand, and it was cool.
That was on a system of levers
Do you know how he
and
did
pulleys.
that?
How?
He did it in reverse
Yeah.
and then played it back.
Magic.
So what are we doing now?
Well, we were solving Nick's problem. Nick, what phone do you have? Is it an iPhone?
Yeah, it's an
Is it one of the new ones?
One of the new, what, the brand new ones?
Yeah.
No, I've got like, what is it, a 3 or a 4?
Because I've got a new iPhone, and they're supposed to be really brilliant, but I think I just don't know how to use it.
Okay. Do you know what you do?
What?
You
What's
say,
tutorial?
you say, hi iPhone, can you
Hi,
teach me
iPhone.
how to use you?
Can you teach me how to use you, iPhone? See, it's fucking shit. That's my problem. I'm getting the ump with it.
Throw your £1,000 phone
I don't have an iPhone 3.
2? Probably worth quite a bit. Put it in a glass cloche.
God, you turn up with a fucking iPhone 3 and everyone's like, all right, you caveman.
Is that because of your hair and beard?
Hey, can you stop insulting me? I've come all this way.
You waited for hours to do this?
Waited literally
All day to do this?
hours. 3 hours and 35 minutes.
TK Maxx, that's not a good place for a man like you.
Oh, it's the worst place for me.
Yeah, the
I-
random stuff they have.
I did every single floor as well.
Yeah, and you came out with a dish, a glass.
I bought
thing
loads
for
of candles.
Okay, scented.
I don't know. I think they were probably off-centre.
Boo. I think this episode's had the most jokes in it of all time.
Well, yeah, but
But
quantity and quality, you know.
Mm.
was that adding to the?
He's done very few. He always does this.
Jokes?
He just sits there.
He just sits there judging.
He sits in the middle of the park and then he gets like an 8, like on the ratings, and he hasn't even touched the ball. But it's like, oh yeah, you don't see what he's doing in the background.
Yeah,
Doing
exactly.
nothing, he's
Hold
just
it
sitting
together.
there.
What I would say is, right,
Like Benton.
what I would say is, Bilal,
Yeah.
doing anything creative, right? The
Yeah.
people that are going to like what you do is going to be like a smaller group of people than the people that hate what you do. There's more people that won't like you than the people that do like you, right?
Yeah, like there's 2 people that don't like you on this podcast.
But the but like, you know, but the more you do, the more people that like you find you, right? And then that's how you build an audience.
So what should I
So
do?
at the moment, me and Joey here, we're throwing out jokes, right?
Yeah,
And
left,
you're
right,
just
and
looking
C.
at us going, well, these are shit jokes. Well, you're part of the majority, mate.
Yeah,
Why don't you
right.
be part of the minority where we're like at least trying?
But to Mick Page, who's laughing at all my jokes.
Who's Mick
My dad.
Page? Is that your dad?
Yeah. He's watching.
Is he laughing at your jokes?
No, I don't know. Probably not, but he's watching.
Does he does he support you?
He
Joey?
loves this.
Does he think what you're doing is good?
We've helped him discover what YouTube is.
Well, I'm trying to get back on that.
Are you? Oh, he knows someone.
Does he support you? Does he think that you do
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Does he come and see you live?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my mum.
Great.
Yeah.
Does your mum do stand up then?
No, you shouldn't.
He goes to see you and your mum. You should get your mum to support
Mick
you.
and Barb come and watch.
Should give
me.
you a lift and do your costume.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to promote, Nick? Do you have a TikTok?
Do you have a what's that word thing you're doing?
Wordle?
Do you have a
Wordle?
stack? No, do you have a stack space?
Substack. Substack.
Fuck, I used to do Wordle.
We do it. I do it every night.
Did you ever do Quordle?
No.
Have you ever done Octordle?
No, I don't think I... What is it?
Guess.
But isn't it like four...
Take
isn't
a
it like,
fucking stab in the dark.
But are you
Lay your
getting...
balls on the line for once.
Are you getting
coward.
4 different words? As 4 different answers,
You're
I mean.
doing 4 simultaneously and then you're doing 8 simultaneously. It's easier than you think.
Okay, we'll get into that. Probably tonight.
Well, I mean, to be careful because when you're in it, you're in it.
Do you watch The Traitors? That's quite good. It's really good.
It gave me anxiety when I watched it.
Did it really?
The first series, yeah.
This current series is really funny.
Okay. Nick, I'm going to ask my one serious question
there
of
was
the
a
podcast.
question that we had.
Huh?
Wasn't there a question
No.
that we had?
What? Who from?
What?
No. We was asking you about your problem.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
I put your stuff up higher and don't worry about what people think.
Yeah,
of your
don't
flat.
go
You
TK
live there on your
Maxx.
own.
I do live there on my own.
Don't go TK Maxx.
But I don't. But do you know what I mean? My goal last year was to get my flat to a point where I wasn't so embarrassed about it that I could ask people over. And my goal was that at Christmas I was going to invite people over to my flat for a Christmas party, but I didn't do it.
Well, what you should do is get somebody, team up with like a young, fresh, cool comedian, and get them to come around and be like what was she called, Mary Kondo or whatever, and help you declutter your flat on YouTube.
And that's what you do on this podcast, yeah? You
suggest.
summarize everything and then you tie it all
No,
together. at the end.
I'm just saying that's one thing. Another thing I would say is here's what I do because I like a
I
lot.
don't want to.
I
don't want that.
I like a lot of clothes, right?
Yeah.
And instead
Well,
of
do
asking,
you know what?
for-
I've got this fucking flat, and I got it. But the one thing that you don't really look for in the flat is if there's any fucking storage space. I got a wardrobe in my flat, right? And it's so narrow it doesn't fit a whole coat hanger in it. So all of the rails, right? You'd have you'd open you've got the two doors of your wardrobe.
Who fitted that?
You've got your two doors of the wardrobe. You open the wardrobe, right? And they go for, there's a bar at the top, and you move your clothes left to right, right to left, right across it. Well, it's not wide enough to do that, so they put a bar front to back, which means that you can't find any of your fucking clothes.
You know what? It was my wife's fault, right? We bought an IKEA sliding doors cupboard, and she accidentally ordered that one.
What,
the
one
bar is
front to
bad.
back? Oh, it's
awful.
fucking nuts.
It's so bad.
Well, it's two bars, so it's one on the left, one on the right, and it's just like fucking hell. And that's not wide enough to put a suit jacket in it.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's terrible.
But let me tell you this, because I think this is a good piece of actual advice for your problem. I like a lot of clothes. Now,
I'm tearing it all out. I'm going to tear it all out.
Okay. For Christmas, right? Normally, I would give a list of things that I've got my eye on,
Start
clothing-wise. This is good advice for you, Nick.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of being like, oh, there's 4 T-shirts that I want on my list, I said to everybody, look, I don't need no more clothes. I'd like one quality piece. So everyone chip in, get me a nice suit. So instead of buying loads of knickknacks, why don't you save the money consciously and be like, I haven't bought a knickknack this week, put the money away, and then get yourself something fucking brilliant with all the money that you've saved up.
Well, I tell you what I do.
And that's the advice.
And that's Gapham.
Well,
that is classic.
That's what we do.
Well, I don't always buy knickknacks, and sometimes I do save it up, and I don't buy knickknacks for maybe 3 months, but then I'll snap, and I'll be buying stuff left, right, and centre.
Oh dear.
It's a real problem. It's a real problem. I tell you what, sometimes I don't buy knickknacks, but you know what I do? I eat loads of chocolate.
Bilal does that.
And then I'll go off chocolate, and then I'll be like, I make noodles every day. And then I'll go off that, and it'll be
Pepsi Max Cherry.
Back to the knickknacks.
He's always on the Pepsi Max.
If you've been affected by any of the problems in today's show,
Is that it? Is that your advice? What's your advice?
About what? About
well, again, he doesn't do it. He just sits here, doesn't he? In
I
the middle
did
of the
it.
park.
What was your advice?
I said don't go TK Maxx. You can't. Yeah,
That's the
it.
least fun advice. Is
I
this what
know.
you do in the show?
I
Someone
know.
tells you, it gives you a gift.
Boo.
Someone gives you a gift of this fantastical story about knickknacks, and your whole thing was don't buy knickknacks.
Listen.
Is that it?
What about the
And
Terminator
then
head?
you go, I did episode 1, and what did I say? You need a fucking format,
Yeah.
right?
We've
This
got
is
that now, nailed
episode
that.
98, 90, 99,
100.
whatever it is. I've come back,
Not
you've
sure.
learned nothing, Bilal. You've learned nothing.
What about me?
Well, you know,
I'm trying.
I'm not going to put the same standards on you as everyone else. We love you, Joey.
Nick, what are you up to at the moment? No, we haven't got time for that.
am I
What do you
up
want to
to?
promote?
What do I want to
Anything?
promote? When's this coming out?
2 weeks' time.
Oh,
We can delay it.
Hostages. You're in that. 2024.
I
Hostages.
think I just did a voiceover.
You can't promote that.
I think I just did a voiceover. Is that coming out?
What? Hostages?
Yeah, I think I was a hostage negotiator on the other end of a phone call.
Oh, is that
I
it?
think Luke McQueen's in it.
Yeah.
I didn't meet anyone that made. I just met the team in the.
He was in a booth.
in the booth. Yeah.
He was in a fucking
I don't know.
booth.
Valentine's Day.
You not seen
You're going
it?
to promote Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Yeah, why not? It's my
Yeah.
busiest night of the year.
If you'd like to see Nick on Valentine's Day, then his Instagram is...
My Instagram is the Nick Helm.
It
Is this
is.
the end of the show?
Yeah.
Oh right, I'm definitely all right. This I tell you what, this is the year I finish my album,
Okay,
Really?
cool.
so that'll be out in May.
Congratulations.
Thanks. So I'm promoting that.
What's it called?
It'll be called Down and Dirty.
Okay.
how many tracks?
Well, it'll be.
As many as are finished by May.
It's probably going to be as many as what?
I finished by May. You said it's coming out in May.
You need a minimum of 8 to get a Grammy nomination.
Really?
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, that's why Kanye West and people started doing really short
7.
albums for a bit. Is it?
Because they didn't want a Grammy nomination.
No, we're doing the right
Oh, it
amount.
was 7.
That's like
Like,
doing Edinburgh for
It
10
is.
days.
Yeah.
It is the same, isn't
What a
it?
bunch of shit.
Or
Yeah.
doing a podcast that is exactly, how long's this been? 58 minutes long, I'm guessing.
That's what you need for a Chortle Award. It has to be 58 minutes.
Anyway, Nick,
God bless you, Nick.
thanks for coming back,
etc.
We'll see you in a...
What?
16 tracks. If you ask a question, wait
many.
for the fucking answer before you move on. Now we can end the fucking show.
That's a double album.
Yeah, that's a double album.
I know it's a double album, but like, oh god, it's taken me 10 years to do.
Do 8. Put 8 out.
No, do 12 and then release a deluxe with the extra 4.
I'm going to do 12 tracks with 3 bonus tracks.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do another album with that one that I didn't release on that one. And then there'll be another.
So what Nick's saying is save your money till the full one's out of all 16. Don't buy the early one.
Don't get the early one.
I've got
Yeah.
about 60
He's going to fleece you for another extra track later on.
I've got about 60 unreleased tracks that I have to get rid of.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I'm sort of
And I've got
emptying them out the bottom of my trousers. Do you know what I mean?
I've got 16 unreleased jokes, and that's all that's in the tour.
That's enough.
That's enough.
Has the tour started?
Yeah.
Then they are released, Joey.
I haven't released any this year.
Thank you very much for joining us, Nick. I'm sorry we couldn't help you.
I helped.
No, you didn't.
That's right, Joey.
It got worse.
That's right.
I helped. See you next week, everybody, for episode 100.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
You've been a great talent.
This was episode 98, so the
Oh.
will be 99.
See you in
It's
200 weeks.
Episode 98.
We don't usually say that at the end.